What's going on YouTube? It's R32 Epiphany. In this video we'll be covering a full guide on the Edge Transit from the Brave Arsenal and all of its PvE and PvP guard rules and how to get your hands on it. So let's jump straight into it. So what you want to do is come straight to the Hall of Champions and speak to Arsite 9940 or the Hall of Champions Quartermaster to pick up the quest called Edgelord. So once you pick up this quest from Arsite, you will then have to complete one of the following objectives: rapidly defeat combatants using heavy ammo grenade launchers anywhere in the system, bonus progress granted in onslaught, or defeat combatants using heavy ammo grenade launchers. So I'm going to pick up this quest and go and complete it, and then I'll get right back to you once I have it done. So I now have completed the quest. Now I've already done this stuff already at the Hall of Champions, but what you want to do is head straight to the Hollow Shacks on screen, and what you want to do is head to the Hollow Shacks dedicated to the Edge Transit, and then once you do that you want to attune it and head straight back to Shacks. Then you will be presented with your Edge Transit. So before we get into doing all of that, I want to cover the perks that you can get in the third and fourth column. So starting out in the third column, you can get Chain Reaction, Cascade Point, Envious Assassin, Impulse Amplifier, Repulsor Brace, Field Prep, and Auto Loading Holster. In the fourth column, you can get Explosive Light, Bait and Switch, Destabilizing Rounds, Frenzy, Adrenaline Junkie, Deconstruct, and Full Court. So starting out with the PvE roles that you want to be looking out for a first role, and the main role that I would suggest going for is something like Envious Assassin and Bait and Switch, with Envious Assassin being defeating targets with other weapons before drawing this one. Transfers ammo to the magazine from reserves. This effect can overflow the magazine based on the number of targets defeated. Then when adding that with Bait and Switch is deal damage with all equipped weapons within a short time to give this weapon a damage boost. So this is a pretty good this is a really good damage combo for bosses and stuff like that. So now getting into another role that I'd suggest is something maybe like Chain Reaction and Explosive Light, with Chain Reaction being each final blow with this weapon creates an elemental damage explosion. And then pairing that with something with Explosive Light, which is picking up an orb of power, increases the next projectile's blast radius and damage, which this is really nice to pair with Chain Reaction, as the blast radius will be much bigger and much stronger. Another role that I go for is something like Cascade Point and Bait and Switch, with Cascade Point being final blows or sustained precision hits with another weapon, increases weapon's rate of fire for a short duration. Then adding that obviously with Bait and Switch again, which is dealing damage with all equipped weapons within a short time to give this weapon a damage boost, which this is a pretty good combo to go for. And then lastly, for the PvE roles, I suggest is something like Cascade Point and Explosive Light as well, with Cascade being final blows or sustained precision hits with another weapon, increases weapon's rate of fire for a short duration. And then again with Explosive Light being picking up an orb of power, increases the next projectile's blast radius and damage. So now getting into some of the PvP roles, one that I've suggested is something like Impulse Amplifier, which is massively increases projectile velocity, increases reload speed, and then pairing that with Destabilizing Rounds, which is final blows cause nearby targets to become volatile. This is very nice when you got people on the zones and trials and you can like throw a heavy in there, it'll wipe them out. It's really nice. And then you can maybe get something like Impulse Amplifier again, which is again massively increases projectile velocity and increases reload speed. Pairing that with something like Full Court, which is increases detonation damage as the projectile travels further before exploding, which I think is pretty good in PvP. If somebody's running away from you, you can get that kill off and stuff like that. So those are pretty much my PvE and PvP guard rules to go for, just rules in general to go for and look out for as well. If you found this video helpful, useful, and informative in some way, be sure to smash that like button down below. And if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, be sure to smash that sub button, as I'll be coming out with more reviews on each of the Brave Arsenal weapons. Luna's Howl and Blast Furnace come out tomorrow. So with that being said, this is R32 Epiphany, and I'll catch you next one, Guardians.